You learned the sound of footsteps before you learned how to relax. You could tell from the way a cabinet closed or a voice landed in the next room whether the night would stay calm or ask something from you. You started making yourself smaller in invisible ways, quieter, easier, less needing. You reached for your own blanket. You wiped your own face. You swallowed your own hurt before it could inconvenience anyone. And somewhere inside that very small body, a rule formed early. If you could handle it alone, maybe you would not be too much.
Maybe you would not be a burden. Maybe you would still be wanted. So why did being a child already feel like a job you had to do perfectly? You were called mature, independent, easy. But those words often covered something much older than they sounded. What looked like strength was often vigilance. What looked like calm was often shut down. What looked like independence was the ache of not expecting anyone to come. You stopped reaching twice. You noticed how quickly disappointment could bloom in a face. How fast tenderness could disappear when life got busy, stressed, distracted, or cold.
So your nervous system made a quiet bargain. Need less, ask less, feel later. Become useful, become responsible, become the one who can carry what should never have been handed to you. You were never broken. You adapted. When you learn self-reliance too soon, loneliness becomes difficult to detect. It does not always feel like sadness. Sometimes it feels like efficiency, like handling the appointment yourself, like never calling when you are overwhelmed, like feeling strangely irritated when someone offers help, because help arrives too close to the place where disappointment lives. You may even feel safer when nobody gets that close. Safer when everything depends on you. Because depending once felt dangerous. Because waiting once felt endless. Because being small with a need once felt unbearable.
The child who became self-reliant too soon did not stop longing. The longing just went underground. It hid beneath competence. It hid inside overthinking. It hid in the relief of canceled plans and the ache that followed them. It hid in how deeply you wanted to be understood and how quickly you pulled back when someone came close enough to misunderstand you. This is the quiet tragedy of early adaptation. The part of you that learned to survive became so skilled, so dependable, so automatic, that the softer part could almost disappear beneath it. Not because it died, because it had to wait. Because it learned that tenderness would need a disguise to remain alive. And still, beneath all of it, the truth remains untouched. You were never hard by nature. You became hard where life required armor. You became capable where there should have been care. You became watchful where there should have been rest. The child in you did not become too much.
The child in you became too alone. That is a different wound. And it echoes for years in the body, in love, in silence, in the reflex to carry everything without witness. But underneath that reflex is not damage. Underneath it is intelligence, a beautiful, costly adaptation. You were never broken. You adapted.